are managing hot-headed customers. It's been less than 2 weeks since Saskatchewan brought in its vaccine requirements for bars and restaurants.
When we asked him for proof of vaccination, he showed us an image that was a picture of a middle finger. And at that point, he wanted to speak to me and wanted to make it very clear that he hoped we went out of business.
It goes beyond obscene gestures. For supporting vaccine passports, British Columbia MLA Mike Bernier says people threatened to shoot him. As more workplaces introduce mandates, the pushback could become more widespread.
There have been, threats to some of the senior administration. There's been property damage.
Windsor Regional Hospital in Ontario is among the first to require all of its staff be vaccinated. 57 of them refused, half of them nurses. They were all fired.
I do think it's unfortunate that we as a healthcare organization had to make this move and take this step on our own. I absolutely believe that this is something that should be mandated at a higher level, whether that's provincial or federal, to protect the individual organizations from some of the blowback that we've been feeling.
Accommodating the
Pausing right there, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, this is a recorded video, and I'm kind of confused here. That guy you just heard, right? Him, along with a bunch of other people, are calling the shots. Is that right, Fauci? Up here in Canada, making the mandates happen. Have you told them about the Nipah virus? Yeah, Kamala. Did you hear about the Nipah virus? I'm sure you already heard about it because I've been explaining it to you. Now, in the end of this video, guys, you're gonna hear something in which, I gotta say, with all the information I've been providing you, you're still going to label it in that category regardless on whether it's true or not. This is where you get the no-no, because I document and back up all this stuff. And if I have to send it to the future, I will. Even if you erase everything off the internet, it'll be seen. So stop your bullshit right now, including you, Justin. Now, let's continue.
Vaccinated, also a challenge healthcare workers face on the job. In Manitoba, one ER doctor tried to allow an unvaccinated visitor into the hospital to say goodbye to his dying mother, but
he refused to wear a mask. I politely asked him to. He was very upset. Actually came up to my face, coughed right in it, and actually pushed me aside. It was a really unfortunate situation. Security had to actually take him out.
Rena, these are...
Yeah, it is unfortunate. And what's coming up next is going to be unfortunate to these two individuals who are talking with a good 3-second gap between their communications, which, I'm curious to what the guy on the left and where he's at. You got to remember, we're here in Canada, and on the right-hand side, she seems to be in Canada. The other person doesn't. But, getting back to what was just said, okay? I don't understand why anybody would stop the person from seeing somebody for the last time on their deathbed. I don't give a crap what you think, what mandates are there, Mr. Doctor. Look on your face says it all. That you wanted to let the person in. You should have. You're sitting there with your head in your lap, your face in your hands right now. You should be. If you get this video, and you get to hear this video, I'm hoping that you are sitting down with your hands in your face. I'm just letting you know that. Okay? I get the last word around here. Okay? Now, back to these two idiots who grew up. One grew up with, a higher education, so he knows what he's doing. He's creating the conflict. He's helping the conflict grow. Putting pressure on the people who are unvaccinated. And the one on the right, well, she's just reporting to that person on how things are going. Believe it or not, guys, I read through everything. And I see all scenarios, good and bad. And I also see your scenario, which is stinkingly. It stinks, dudes. You don't know who you're up against.
Are unfortunate situations. What support are doctors getting to deal with situations like that?
Doctors Manitoba has put out a specific guide for physicians in our province.
Did you see that pause? Just documenting it.
It gives them specific information of how to deal with threatening behavior, and the organization says these sorts of instances are on the rise. Another Manitoba doctor had to call police. He received a handwritten note to his house. It contained threatening information and COVID-19 vaccine conspiracy theories. Ian.
Thanks, Marina.
So right away, eh? Putting it under the label of conspiracy theories. Wow. So the person who was given information, probably heard about the Fauci information. Right? Right. Now, are you done yet, Justin? Because seriously, if you've been ignoring my tweets and it turns out, which I'm right, it turns out I'm accurate to the bullseye, motherfucker, you're in trouble. And so is everybody else. And this time next year, you guys are done. This whole charade that you guys are pulling over everybody's eyes is done. Everything's going to be opening up. People in the businesses are sending the messages to you. I'm sorry that you guys got fooled from the leaders above you who putting pressure on you to do these regulations. Because I know there are half of you who took the vaccine only because you're worried about your jobs. So that's where your olive leaf is there. But the people who are putting pressure and not understanding and pushing their agenda, in which was warned to the entire world about for a long time, on where we are going to be if we continue this behavior and how we treat our communities in our countries. Okay? Are you paying attention out there? Everyone I've been talking to. It stops. It's done. You are fools. You're idiots. You've been found guilty. And I got the information. And I will send it to the future. And if it gets uncovered by some person in the future, and it just so happens you guys have gotten away with this stuff, well, you ain't going to get away with it in the future. So, here's to good luck on your time capsule and the battle you're going to have. Merry Christmas. Ha! That's how you travel through time.